the Inhuman one here, and today I'm going to do a reaction to the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater revealed trailer that was released on the PlayStation Direct about 2 weeks ago. I wanted to really just get into the meat of the trailer, see exactly what it does reveal, and then talk about the details afterwards. So, without further ado, let's get started. Not actual gameplay footage. Okay, so this is CGI rendered. That is disgusting. A little fuzzy ant. He also has the loudest footsteps I've ever heard in my life. Let's see here. They're clearly going to be walking towards a car. Okay, there's a footprint. It has to be a carcass somewhere. There you go. There's a dead poisonous tree frog. And, ooh, that looks familiar. That looks like the parrot that belongs to the end. Oh, and we can see the Shagohod off in the distance being carried away by some helicopters. Okay. He's going through a fence. He's washing off his food. Very, very smart. What do we got here? Looks like there's something moving in the water. I see a snake. Anaconda, I guess. That's huge. Ouch. And a caiman is fighting the anaconda. I do not think they're that aggressive, but that is okay. We've all enjoyed a good anaconda flick, haven't we? Okay. Scanning for details here. I don't see anything yet. Oh, there he is. Naked Snake himself. Soon to be Big Boss. I love how his bandana has angry furrowed marks. Angry brow. Nice. They have the original song as well. This is pretty much the theme song for Snake Eater. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. Metal Gear Solid Delta. She's like, and sometimes you'll feast on a tree frog. I remember that part. That's crazy. Okay, so coming to PS5. I wonder if it'll have an Xbox release. Konami. PlayStation. Wow, it's probably going to be MA. Okay, so that was awesome. Okay, so that's a bunch to unpack. Pretty much, I would say that we didn't get any in-game graphics, but I'm not really concerned about that at all because at no point in time has a Metal Gear game ever not pushed the limits of the current generation console that it was on. So I'm not at all worried about that. I do imagine it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, at least initially. But this is going to be pretty fun. If it sticks to the original formula, which was primarily focused around, the tactical espionage action, just kidding, the stealth mechanics balanced out by the survival mechanics, I mean, it's going to be fantastic. Again, Snake Eater had so many different CQC moves that were just not available in the other games, so I really hope that they've expanded upon that as well. We do know for a fact that the voices are going to be the same from the original. Now, what I don't know is, are they going to re-record the same actors doing these same voice lines, or are they simply going to be recycling the voice lines from the original game and then copy pasting them into here? I don't know, and honestly I don't really mind because I'm sure they can keep the quality or the of the audio to be intact, so I'm not too concerned about that. But I am interested to see if are they going to re-record all of that. If so, this game's going to take quite some time before it's released. That's probably why we didn't even get any in-game footage or even a release date or window. But aside from that, I'm actually pretty excited. The fact that I'm always torn between, remakes and reboots. I like them a lot because there's two reasons why. The primary reason is because then I get to relive the experience on a brand new generation of console that may have better technology, etc. And the second part, which I'm kind of torn on, is that a new generation can also now experience the game, right? And that technically tends to expand the fan base, which I do like. But at the same time, I also think that from a content creation standpoint, it's kind of let's say a double-edged sword, because you have these new like self-proclaimed experts that talk about the subject, and sometimes their perspectives simply aren't correct, and more isn't always better. So it's great from like the gameplay perspective. There'll be bigger fan base, more people will be aware of the Metal Gear series that's been around forever. But it's one of those things where the remakes tend to bring a lot of riffraff, and that's something that, I don't know, it just bothers me a bit. But other than that, I'm super excited about it. I'm excited to see what the next trailer is going to bring, possibly some more footage featuring maybe the boss characters, maybe even some actual gameplay footage or footage of eating. I'd like to see what that looks like, because even back then it was pretty decent. But I wonder like if certain mechanics like spinning around in circles will make you vomit and things like that. There's so many Easter eggs in this game, and all of these Metal Gear games actually, to be honest. The one thing that I would say, I know I've said excited so many times, but that I am most looking forward to is the fact that if they are going to remake and reboot the entire series, they started off with the prequel, which definitely makes sense from a chronological standpoint, like from a storyline standpoint. You start off with the prequel, and then you can continue down, ideally, with the Metal Gear games, Metal Gear 2, and then you start off with Metal Gear Solid 2, etc., until you can pretty much complete the series. But I imagine that this is going to reboot the series, because at this point I can only assure you that after they tried to do a spin-off of the Metal Gear series, it failed miserably. So I think that they said, you know what, instead of trying to create unique IP, because we lack the intelligence to create our own IP that's original in design, let's go ahead and reuse Kojima's stuff, the guy we fired a few years back. So I think that in order for them to make more money, they're definitely going to probably see how the success of Snake Eater or Delta goes, and then they'll remake the rest of the series based off that. Because guess what? Yes, it takes a lot of work and whatever else, but they're not having to, from a creative standpoint, do much different. They're able to essentially emulate the original game with the current gen technology. Of course, there's quite a bit of work involved in that, but from a creative standpoint, there's not much, right? They're just literally remaking a game. So the story and all of those kind of features they remain intact and they're unchanged. So, you don't have to have some mastermind like Kojima behind it driving the project. So in the end, I am excited, but there's always that bittersweet kind of feel to it, because, Kojima's not involved in this one as far as I'm concerned, and he is the father of Metal Gear Solid. So it's just kind of, it is a very bittersweet, kind of moment. I am excited, but at the same time, it does pain me to know that, man, there's just no unique thoughts nowadays. This is the age of reboots and remakes. The only people that are really making like original games are like the indie developers, which I have a lot of respect for, because they still have a lot of passion, right? They don't worry so much about the bottom line. But anyways, really looking forward to it. Can't wait to see the next trailer. Now we're about to jump into a handful of more reaction videos, so if that's your thing, be sure to stick around. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out.